Hello, I'm going to be showing you here the fastest route to re-roll your account on Genshin Impact to get extra rolls and try to get a 5-star. I've seen other videos on this. Another video on this is what I used originally when I was going to do this, but I found that I could pretty easily cut out about 5 minutes off the route and only lose 1 or 2 pulls. So I've figured out this other route. It takes about 15 minutes if you do it perfectly. If you sort of speed run it and cut out as much time as you can. It takes about 17 minutes at most if you're focusing on it. So you get 50 to 60 pulls per hour with this method. It's pretty good. The main reason you'd want to do this is to get a 5-star. You don't really want to bother re-rolling for 4s because eventually you're gonna get 4 stars anyway, since you're guaranteed a 4-star every 10 pulls. So there's not really much point to re-roll for 4 stars. You're pretty much gonna want to do this only for 5 stars. It takes, with a 0.6% chance of getting a 5-star, name myself here really quick, it takes about it's 166.6 pulls on average to get a 5-star unit. And this gets you 15 pulls per run, and it takes 15 to 17 minutes per run. So about 1 run per minute, or 1 pull per minute. You gotta sit through this cutscene every time, which takes a while. This is, I believe, the longest cutscene in the intro. There are a couple more with the dragon that are pretty long. You get a few sections where you can just chill out and rest in between here. So it's not too intense to try to speedrun it. And I'm gonna try to explain a little bit of sort of the methods.
And just like that, the god
Use
took
in the
away
paths
my
that take
brother.
to go as fast as possible.
Some kind of seal was cast upon me.
And the differences
and I lost
between
my
this
power.
and other
So whilst we used
paths
to
that I've
cross
seen.
world after world, we are now trapped here.
This is gonna skip a lot of stuff. There's
How
pretty
many
much
years
only
ago was it?
2 fast travel
I
points
don't
you can
know.
get with this.
But
You can skip one if you want, but it only takes you like a couple extra seconds to get it.
All alone. Right up until I met you.
I try to avoid going out of the way for other fast travel points, because it's kind of pointless to look for those. I'd rather spend an extra couple minutes to go get fast travel points after getting the pulls than spend an extra couple minutes every single run and make it take that much longer. So on average, you should be able to get a 5-star unit in about 3 hours of doing runs this way. You start off sprinting just straight at this point right here, this fast travel point that you have to grab for the tutorial. You can sprint right past the slime, you don't need to fight it. If you're quick, you can grab the slime, you can grab that lizard if you want. You want to make sure you have some stamina when you get up to this rock so that you can climb it right away. Otherwise you have to stop and wait for your stamina regen. And you can start sprinting just before your stamina bar hits the top, because it will keep regenerating a little bit after you push the button, either shift or right click. And then up here you can sprint. You don't actually have to go up onto that little precipice, you can just go right here and it'll trigger the cutscene. Save you a few seconds. You don't need to bother picking up the fruits on the tree. You can if you want, but you know, again, you just save time. If you're going to be doing it over and over and over again, you'd rather just get to the poles as fast as possible and then go collect ingredients once you have the set of poles that you want. You're going to just spam click spacebar to skip through that, and then you can actually click and hold to rotate the camera here during that section, and then cut around the corner here. You can just do that to make yourself face the right direction right away and save yourself a little bit of time trying to turn around. And then just sort of sprint on cooldown. Be careful not to fall. You lose a lot of time if you fall. Good 10-15 seconds if you fall off the cliff there. And then you can full sprint up to the point where Paimon tells you can swim here, because during this right here, you'll regenerate enough stamina that you can swim across the water, so you don't need to worry about managing your stamina there. And then just sprint again once you get into the water, and dash after you get out of the water, right up to Paimon to trigger this cutscene. You can take a little bit of a break here. Basically, anytime that there's conversation happening, you want to be clicking down over here, right on top of where the text box are going to appear for your choices. There are only 1 or 2 instances where which choice you pick affects how fast the dialogue goes. It only saves you a couple seconds per dialogue option. It's not a huge change. So this cutscene's pretty short, and now we have dialogue after, so we're gonna quickly hit escape to get out of the map right away, and then spam through this dialogue. And it doesn't matter what you click there. It's the same speed either way. And then at the end of this, you're gonna wanna just smash E as soon as you get out, and you'll instantly kill that. You don't have to worry about really re-aiming it. And then just look at them, wait for the cooldown, hold E. And you have to do tap, hold, and then tornado here. You can do it before they spawn, it'll pick them up, and you can just turn away and swim out towards these flowers. And you basically just path straight towards the waypoint here. There's other runs of this where you grab a couple chests around here to gain some extra, whatever the currency is, to buy more pulls. And it's okay. It takes like an extra 5 minutes, so those are the runs I was talking about. It's dragon. You regain control right here, and you can actually keep walking while that dragon is going. But those are the runs I was talking about where it takes a bit longer. It takes like an extra 5 minutes, and all you get is really 1 or 2 extra pulls out of it. It's really not worth the extra time. Gonna climb up this cliff, and then get some stamina, and run up here. You can actually do this without climbing right there, so you don't need to worry about stamina too much. And then right next to this tree, we'll trigger this cutscene, and this is one of the longer ones. So yeah, this route ignores a lot of chests and like stopping at the temple to grab that fast travel point for later, because we're not going to fast travel back out of the temple. We're going to be doing our pulls instantly as soon as we unlock the wish feature. We're going to be doing 15 pulls. So it saves you a lot of time not having to fast travel and run around and collect chests and spirits and blessings to shrines and all that stuff. You get less pulls per run, but you get your runs off faster, and it's going to be a lot more efficient in the long run.
Who's there?
Just hang out for a minute while we wait for this cutscene to go through. We're at about 7 minutes now from when I started the video. How fast you can actually pull this off sort of depends on how much attention you're paying. We're going to skip through here again. Doesn't matter which option you push there or there. I just usually click the top ones. I run up here. But your speed is going to a lot depend on, click through this conversation as well, on how fast you can create new accounts. And I can give a brief explanation of that as well after I'm done here. Maybe I'll edit it into the beginning. If I did, you already know. But you don't need email to create accounts. You can simply go by username. And then we just sprint over here and it triggers another cutscene.
Stop right there!
You sprint straight towards the quest marker again. Get the bunny girl intro. Really short cutscene, and then we're going to be clicking through a lot more conversations. You want to position your mouse down here because you're going to have to introduce yourself. And then it's actually faster and better to say Paimon is your emergency food because Paimon's annoying. But it's also 1 less dialogue line if you say that rather than say your friends. It saves you a couple seconds.
Besides, I'm still not sure if
I'm just gonna spam through here, and then if that one doesn't matter which one you choose, we're gonna spam 2 to switch to Amber. 2 R, tap that guy, hit. Oh, I missed. Tap that guy, hit R again, and switch back. You don't have to pick up the loot, really. It's not that important. You'll find as soon as you do your pulls, you'll get better gear. So you really don't need to worry too much about picking stuff up from chests. It's just a habit from, you know, playing video games that I want to pick them up. You again don't need climb here if you jump at the right spot. Grab this waypoint because it's you have to run up to it for the quest anyways. And we're gonna run up to this hilly trail, and you kill it with 1 full combo with the sword, and then you can hold E and it will hit it at max range there. Your stamina's back from the fight. You go over here, switch out. You want to aim for the head on this guy to knock him off, and then sprint up and switch to the sword. And then you do a combo. If you're lucky, you hit the other guys with the AoE on that, and you can run up and open this chest before the cutscene triggers, getting you some extra stuff. You don't have to worry about the items, but it gets you some extra of the currency
This exact, but because the dragon, Storm Terror,
for
has
opening
been
chests
in
and
the
some
storm
adventure
pit, we
XP.
usually end up with at least
Which, if you can get it without wasting time, why not?
A res-
It doesn't matter what choices you pick here. You're gonna turn around, and again, just sort of run straight towards the bridge here. Just fastest route. I've tried going around, doing different directions to try to avoid this little scene that pops up here. You might as well be out of stamina when this happens because you're forced to look at that, no matter what.
Cooking.
Then we run over to the bridge, and we're gonna scare Timmy's pigeons away. Right here, you're just sprinting over the bridge. It helps if you're good at managing your stamina, if you can sort of predict. I think I've messed it up a little bit here, but you want to sprint to the point where you'll get just inside the gate right as you run out of stamina. Is the most efficient way to do it. Just a couple seconds. It doesn't do a huge thing, but all these little couple second saves will save you a lot of time over the course of rerunning this if you're going to be doing it over and over and over until you get a 5-star. You get this nice cutscene with some nice Crystal Chronicles-esque music. And then we get another dialogue cutscene. If you're not the main character here, you have a little transition where it like swaps you in characters every time you have a cutscene. We're going to spam through this. It doesn't matter which dialogue option you push here. There's no response to it. It's just you thinking in your head. And you skip through, and then quickly push J, navigate, hold Alt, and click up here to get through the tutorials quickly. We don't need to bother with stopping at the Adventurers Guild because we're not going to be collecting those rewards. Here's where you can just go straight ahead and save yourself some time, but I tend to just grab this fast travel point because it's literally right here. You burn through your stamina climbing the wall anyways, and you need the time to regen it running up to this wall. And jump up. And then you want to run up to these stairs if you have the stamina. If not, save a little so you can do this climb. And then you want to not use too much stamina here. Just sort of, you're going to need all your stamina once you get to the top of these stairs. You slow down a lot walking upstairs so it's faster to jump them. And then you want to go here, do a little bit of slow climbing, jump, a little bit of slow climbing, jump. Doesn't really matter when you put the slow climbing in, but you want to do your last jump right at the top of this section of rock right there. At the lip of that, and then run up to this. And then you're going to skip through this conversation. And hold W once it's done. And smash spacebar so that you instantly take out your glider as soon as you can. Just hover towards this gap. It is faster to just float just because you don't have enough stamina to actually sprint all the way there. And then just position yourself so that you're going straight at that. You can see Amber right between your feet there. And then you can drop and do 2 quick dashes up to Amber to trigger this next cutscene. This is the other longest cutscene in the game. It's a fairly long cutscene, not in the game, but in this intro reroll run. You got this cutscene, and then you'll go up and you'll shoot the dragon. How fast you can do that is going to depend on how well you can track the dragon. Usually you just want to keep your cursor right on the base of its tail. Shoot the dragon right in the ass. But the pattern is random that the dragon takes every time, so you just have to track it. There's not like a pattern you can recognize or memorize. We'll just let this go through. And you get a little bit of dialogue from one of the 5-star units we're hoping to pull. You get this extremely bright white loading screen, which I really wish they weren't.
How are you staying afloat like this?
You gain control here as soon as the crosshair appears.
I'm preventing your fall with the power of 1,000 winds. Now, concentrate.
There it is. And now you just kind of want to track,
Harness its energy.
like I said, right sort of towards the base of the dragon's tail. Going up. Going down. That one's kind of harder to track, and I miss horribly. Going left, and then it comes back. And it's done. And you got another little cutscene. You can get through that pretty quick if you get good at tracking it. And we get another loading screen. I'm so glad that it has a loading screen for that incredible content. Then we're gonna float down, and there's a little shortcut scene where the eye patch ice voice says an edgy voice line. And then we're gonna be skipping through some more dialogue. This dialogue, it's faster to hit the top section. If you ask him where your reward is, it not only triggers extra voice lines, but extra dialogue options for you to choose, which slows you down actually quite a bit. There it is. There's his edgy voice line. Now we're gonna be spamming to skip through as much of this as we can. And try to line up on the top option over here with the mouse.
Long story.
Get this time skip.
I see.
And we're gonna be spamming again.
I'm not really. First and foremost, on behalf your fight, the acting.
And then you unlock this right here. We just click to get rid of that as quickly as we can, and then we're gonna sprint over to the edge, jump over, and sort of levitate down. You can aim for the stairs here, but this little scene that pops here will hit you right before you get to the edge and drop you off before you get to the stairs. Make sure you don't talk to Paimon here, because if you do, you have to listen to Paimon. The other route involves you climbing up on top of the castle and getting a couple chests in the fast travel point, but we get to skip that because we're just going as quickly as possible to unlock wishing, which is going to be right after this scene. We're almost there.
I thought we agreed to meet them here.
You get this little cutscene, and then you get another scene to click through, and then you're there. We're at 16 minutes 30 seconds right now. You're doing all right.
Jean, I've brought them. And
So we're going to be clicking through here. They think for a few seconds. And then we're clicking through again. You could just spam click towards the top.
Sadly,
Some voice lines you can skip as soon as they start. Some you can't skip until they get halfway through.
My skin is one elf.
We simply ask that you repose in Mondstadt
So,
while we help you seek out.
Good.
With Storm,
Is that
I'm going to click the top option.
I trust everyone.
This second one doesn't matter.
Knights of the Storm is all right.
And here we are. We're done. That's time. You unlock wishes. You unlock the shop. So we're going to hit escape. Collect the mail from the starters, which gives you 10 right here. And then we're going to go to wish. And we'll do our starter wishes and see what we get.
I will protect you.
I'm going to skip just to make it faster. Not bad. Got Razor. Cool. You're guaranteed Noelle, so really you only get like 9 pulls here technically, but 10. There's 10 rolls, and then we're gonna go over here with our extra 3 orbs and just do these wishes just to get them done, because we have them here. And we're gonna skip to make it a lot faster. We're gonna do another wish, and we're gonna skip. Nothing good there. And then with that, you should get enough Stardust to go to the shop. Go to Paimon's Bargains, Stardust Exchange, and get 2 of whichever fates you want. I'm gonna go for Intertwined, just because it's an event and I would like to get this guy, but you can just get the regular ones and do more of these regular invocations. So then we go here and do these 2. That's 14 and 15. That's how you get 15 summons in 15 to 17 minutes. Alright, so here I'm gonna show you how to create new accounts for the purpose of re-rolling. If you're logged in, you're gonna have a username down here. I've blocked it out, but you're gonna want to hit this button on the bottom right, not the bottom left, and you just log out. And then you get this login screen. You hit register now. Then you want to hit register by username. Pick a username, whatever you want it to be, and then just add a 1, and then password. Make it agree to the terms, and you can start right away. And then if that one doesn't give you what you want, you just do reroll 2, reroll 3, reroll 4, whatever you want to name it. You just add a different number to the end of your account. And that's how you make a new account. Real simple. You don't need an email address. If you want to do by email address, you can do email@email.com. And then next time you do it, you can do e.mail. And then you can do em.ale, ema.il. You can do e.m.ale. And it'll all work and go to the same email address. If you want to do that, it's called salting your email address. But you don't need to do that. You can just register by username. It's way simpler, and I highly recommend that. It's a lot faster. You don't need to wait for a code to come or anything like that. And you can make the accounts quickly and get your rerolls done faster. I'm pretty sure this is the fastest way to reroll. The other option is you grab this temple, then you fast travel there, and then down over here there's a tree with a couple spirits on it, and a spirit you can follow. And you grab a couple extra chests, but it takes 20 to 23 minutes to do that route, and you only get like 2 or 3 extra summons. It's really not worth it, in my opinion. So yeah, there it is. That should be the fastest way for you to reroll your units in Genshin Impact. If you're trying to go for a 5-star at the start. I've had some bad luck, but realistically, just on average, you should be able to get a 5-star unit doing this in about 3 to 4 hours. If you are really dedicated to just rushing it as fast as you can and you really want to get a 5-star before you start playing the game proper. Alright, thanks for checking it out. See ya.